Okay, so my name is Bediako, Kwadwo, but I prefer you call me Nyame. Okay. Okay, so I'll be talking about beyond the laptop and then how Python opening the door to the cloud. So when I came here this morning, I saw this lady, the one Bediako, with a laptop. She was operating. She had some code open and then I think she was debugging or so. So please, what's your name? How are you? Thank you.
Malkita.
Malkita. So my question was, so then there was a question that came in my head. I actually wanted to ask you, but I wanted to wait. So the question was, what happened if your laptop ceased to work at the moment? How are you going to continue? Are you going to start from the beginning? Are you going to start from the beginning? I want to know. Yes. So will all of us start from the beginning if we happen to have our laptop stop working? Meanwhile, we have a project on it. We don't have any backup. Everyone going to start from the beginning. No. Okay. So actually, I had my laptop scrolling when I was in final year doing my final year project. So I had to start again. So I understand how it is. So before I heard about cloud and then how cloud computing is also advancing in our tech space. And then I've asked myself, are we taking advantage of it? But then I would like to know, are we taking advantage of it? Cloud computing. Oh, please, I want to answer this. Okay. So, for cloud computing, let's say you have a project and then you're working on it. Okay. Sometimes we work on our laptop and then let's say we have our specifications giving us limitations. We are not able to work. Maybe like, oh, my laptop is slow, it's freezing, and so on. And then you have to wait for it to finish it. But then when it comes to cloud computing, you have specifications that you can allocate for yourself, and then what? You can run the project on it. You can even take someone's laptop, just log in, and then what? Continue from where you stopped. Yeah. And then we also have this phrase that we say, it was working on my laptop, but then it doesn't work on yours. How can you explain yourself? When it's working on the laptop, but it doesn't work on somebody's phone. You understand? It has to work everywhere for us to see what the results. You understand? So the same way, if we are looking at Python, we have to what? Find ways that what we can what use Python to what adventure to the cloud, so that everyone can get access to it when it's working from anywhere. You can be doing a project and then you stop on the way. Someone can collaborate. You can collaborate with someone and then work on it. You understand? So I did a little research and then realized that just last month, Huawei cloud is advancing at a very rapid rate in South Africa. And also around early this year, we heard about Kenya building a data center and then there was an investment in it. I saw this as a call to action because it's an opportunity that we will be able to address, that we should venture into the cloud. How are we going to take advantage of that? So we have to do a little bit of it. Not, let's say, all of a sudden you have to know everything about it. When I started my cloud journey, I did a lot of mistakes, learned from it, do a little bit of engineering. I don't know if I was doing something. And then what? I got used to it. Do you understand? So we also need to adapt to what the cloud infrastructure and then work on it and then get used to it. So that anyone can work with us, even when the person is not with you. Or maybe when you are not around, the person can continue on it. Okay, so when I started my cloud journey, it was quite simple. I just finished, got my certificates from AWS. And then I was curious, how can I do? What can I do? Actually, when you get a certification, nobody teaches you what you have to do, what continue and then find ways towards further your knowledge. So I was like, oh, my first project was to build a file converter. All of us have been using, sometimes you are in a hurry and then you want to convert your file from a different file type to another. So I was like, oh, let me try using AWS and then see how it goes. Mind you, cloud computing doesn't have to use just AWS. We have Google Cloud, we have Azure. The one that you think is you are comfortable with, just go with it. Are you okay? So actually, this was a screenshot I took then when I was working on my project. So we can see an image, something like an image converter and then S3 and then layers. So actually, the image converter over there is what we call the Lambda. So for the Lambda, it's a serverless computer. When I say serverless, it means you just have to put your code there and then it runs. Are you clapping for this? So you put your code there and then it runs. You don't have to set up the environment. The only thing you need is what? The library I'm going to use. That's all. So I was using the Pillow library. The library I am going to use, you need to get used to the library. And then, surprisingly enough, one thing I realized is that all the cloud, the companies that have cloud that we are supposed to use, like we are supposed to take advantage of, all of them have SDKs for Python. That means that Python has become a general, like it's no more a language again. It has become something that we have to use to build on because there are a lot of projects that use Python. So right now I was looking into migration. People are trying to migrate into cloud. How can I use Python to help them to do that? Because I want it to be simpler, efficient, automated, without me necessarily touching a lot of things on it. Are you okay? So you can see S3 buckets and then another S3 bucket. Actually, the first one is the source bucket, and then the last one is destination bucket. So the source bucket, if I drop a file event, my function is going to be triggered. Check the file type and then convert it to what? The ones you want, or the ones that you want it to be submitted. And then send it to what? The destination. That's the destination bucket. Are you okay? So the next screenshot is just a snipe of the Lambda code environment. So you can see it's just like VS Code. I just placed my code there, worked on this, and then what? I have this one. Are you okay? So like I said, to use Python in class, you need to just be conversant with yourself with the libraries. Just the libraries. We know which library you are supposed to use for which projects you are doing, and then you are good to go. Or which platform are you using? Google Cloud? Are you using AWS? Are you using Azure? Are you using Oracle? Are you okay? So no matter the project size, if you know your libraries, you are good to go. So my lessons learned when getting started with the cloud is that starting small is the best. Actually, the file convert system that I use just gave me the confidence to continue with other projects. But then because I want you to also be curious and then see how simple it is, that's why I just presented the file converter. There are other projects that you can use with Python and then with cloud. Are you okay? So in conclusion, moving Python projects to the cloud brings freedom of hardware limitation, scalability, and also collaboration. So you can collaborate with anyone anywhere. You can scale your projects without necessarily worrying yourself with migration. If you already have it on the cloud, anybody can access it. When the demand increases, you can just make some adjustments without you needing to maybe switch surface or just increase the specification and then you are good to go. Okay. And then sometimes for the scalability tool that we have automated, it's sometimes it's automatic. You don't have to do it yourself. So I think this is the end of my little talk that I have to. But then what I'll add is that curiosity and then what consistency. At least you can just try something small every day. 5 minutes, just look into it. But then one thing is that some of us are students. For cloud, we can't afford all of them, and then we think just for that. So there are free tiers that you can use. So for the time being, if you need help with it, you can just contact me after during our break session, and then I'll help you. Thank you very much.